Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Um, so kind of like I did last year, I did Christmas stuff, and then I switched gears and did Halloween stuff. And this year I hadn't really planned on doing any Halloween journals, but I did want my son Kelly and Brittany. They love Halloween, so I thought, well, I'll make them a journal. And then when I got all my stuff out, I thought, oh, gosh, I've still got a lot of stuff. So I thought I'll make a couple of them for the shop if anybody's interested. I know we're about halfway through October now, so I don't know if anybody would be interested in these this year, but I'm going to put them in the shop anyway. So I'll do a flip through of both of them. I made a mini, and then I did a collage one. I had this really cool, I really like the other collage journals that I've done, and had this really cool image of all these little kids dressed up in their Halloween costumes. And I believe this came from, this image came from one of those McCall's Make It books, one of those big craft books. I believe that's where this image came from. Anyway, so I'll do a flip through of this one first. And when this video goes up, when you see this video, they'll be listed in the shop. So I did a tie. I didn't have a ton of, or I don't have a lot of like Halloween type fabrics, but I did have some things. This is some fabric from a shirt, and then I had some of this purple and black polka dot left over, and then some of this orange chenille. I had a few scrap pieces of that and ticking, and this was also from a shirt. And I think Jessica Rapp sent me both of those pieces from shirts. So that's a good way to recycle items. Let's say something has a tear in it, or it's just worn out, or it doesn't fit, you don't wear it anymore, that sort of thing. So I made a tie with all those pieces, and I made it pretty long. So you could, if you want to use this as the tie, but you want to use some other pieces, you could cut some of this off, keep some of it as the tie, and use some of it as tabs. Whatever you want to do, same kind of deal. And then I made a tassel like I did on the Christmas journals. I did actually purchase some of these little pumpkin bells from Amazon because I didn't have anything like that, and they were really cute. If anybody's interested in those, let me know. But you can just search that stuff on Amazon. Now I have a bunch of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them, but I got a bunch of them. But I just put some of the fabric strips. This is a ribbon, and then I did some beads in here, and some purple rickrack, and some gray rickrack, and some twine, and some of the wax linen thread I tied around to put the beads on. And then I attached a little pumpkin charm here. And then on this ribbon, I took a ball pin and I attached this large witch charm, which I think is really cool. And some vintage buttons, okay? And most of these beads, other than these little stripe beads, most of these beads are upcycled from broken jewelry. So, and then there's a couple of wood beads. So, anyway, put a little bulb clip up here for you. I did the collage on here. This is pretty chunky. It's only got 3 signatures. I've added a lot of things in here, so if you pull a lot of that out, it won't be as chunky. But one thing I like about these is they do flex, so you've got room to move stuff, and they kind of mold, with you. But so I like this type of, I really do like this type of journal. And this is another box, like I don't know that this was the cracker box. I think this was a little bit bigger one. But just an upcycled, box from, could have been a cereal box. I'm not sure. The spine is not quite as wide. I think the spine is like 2 inches. But like I said, it kind of, so the spine's like 2 inches, and there's 3 signatures in there. And did a lot of collage up underneath, And then I added some chipboard pieces that I stitched through. These are little sort of puffy stars that came from some stuff I bought from Peachy Cheap. And then on the back I did more collage with some of the book pages. This was actually information about that came up underneath that was around this image about these different costumes. If you'll see, it has like a 1, and this had a 2 on it, which I ended up cutting off. 1, a 3, 4, 5, 6 different costumes. So it explains this was the different costumes. Okay, so you've got some of that on there, and then some music and some some like oh, what is this stuff? It's not from the it's not from the grocery bags. It's a thinner type wrapping type paper. Some ledger, music. This is from some wrapping paper with the little polka dots. And then these were some stickers that I had in my stash that I put on here. I inked around everything except these stars and then glued them on. And then I'm going to seal, and then I stitched through this down here. I'm going to seal this. I haven't sealed it yet, but I will seal it so, you know, none of this stuff is going anywhere, okay? And it'll protect it. So the spine is 2 inches, and the journal is actually like, so like a little over 7.5 by 8 1/4, okay? So you have space in here. One thing I like about this is the pages don't come exactly to the end of the book. So if you want to add tabs or other things sticking out, you can add other things like that to it. So that's the size. And then it's got 3 signatures. I painted the inside black, okay? And then I made these pockets with some muslin and some burlap, and then some little scrap pieces that are stitched on there. So I stitched the pockets, and then I glued them in, and then I stitched these pieces together and glued them on. So you got a nice little pocket here with a big tag that I made from some recycled packaging and paper, and then a little card that you'll get that I had in my stash. I made those a while back. And then the back. So there's a lot of stuff stuck in here, but there's this little plastic like candy bag. Looks like spider webs. And then here's the back pocket. Okay, so you got the back pocket here, and these little pieces. I almost glued that down. Okay, so there's a lot of things that I made in here. There's a lot of tags that I've made. There's scrapbook paper. There are some pieces that I had made a while back, and it's been several years ago. I made a couple of ring-bound, smaller little mini Halloween albums. I just never did anything with them. So some of those pages I have added into here, and what I did was I took 2 of the pages, and then I took some tea-dyed paper, and I made, you know, like a signature, okay, and added those in. And then I added little strips here and there. There are some photo sleeves in here, and then one of the slide pockets, and then made some washi. This is a craft paper. This is like a wrapping craft paper. I thought that would be fun to add in if you want to stamp on or paint on that. Really cool. There's journaling cards from different collections. This was a scrapbook collection. This is a printable. This is Graphics Fairy, some vintage ledger, scrapbook paper. Jessica Rapp sent me a bunch of Halloween stuff. She sent me a bunch of papers. So I've tried to use a lot of those in here. And then what I had in my stash, this is a Tim Holtz paper that's got like the textured dots on it. And then I made, I took some of the scrapbook paper I bought, and I made some little tags. Just punched circles and backed it with craft paper, added some twine, inked around the edges. There's several tags in here with different papers. and then made some smaller index cards with scraps and little stickers, and tucked some of those in here. This was another one of those pages that I had done a while back, where I'd taken this paper that I had tea-dyed, and then I stamped spiders, and I stamped these leaves and pumpkins, and colored the pumpkins in. Some of Renee's beautiful tea-dyed paper. This is some music paper that I recently picked up. Love the size of this. It's foreign. Some of it had foreign music in it. I don't know what this says, but really cool, really nice paper. It's old, but it has a nice texture to it. And there's some vellum. And then here I just made took a scrap and made a little like tuck spot, and tucked some little journaling cards in here. And then on this side, tucked a couple more journaling cards. These are some Halloween printables from KB and Friends. Love her printables. I can use them over and over again. This is black cardstock, and then I put little buttons in the middle of each signature. I tried to use, like I have, this is like a purple kind of, looks glittery button. I didn't have a ton of colors, you know, like the greens and the oranges and stuff. I had a few. And then this was actually the page in the book, and then I had this 6x8 paper that I just stitched around, stitched here, and then I stitched it into here to make a big pocket here. And then I tucked another one of my little journaling cards, and one of the scrapbook paper journaling cards. So you can, if you don't like these, you can just use these as photo mats. However you want to use things. But I fussy cut some images out of one of the papers, and then scraps, and then a sticker, some circles, and some other stickers, a tab punch. Those are fun to do with little bits. The other side of that vellum, music. This is the beautiful Renee tea-dyed paper. This is the other side of this. So this is like an old, old scrapbook paper, really nice. And what I did was I taped this to give it some sturdiness inside here. Anyway, really nice. It's really nice paper. It almost has that construction paper texture, but this would be fun to, this would be great. It's great to write on, just like all this paper is, but to stamp on too. Made a pocket here, and then this is a little bit thicker tag made out of chipboard with some paper and some of this same paper on the back. So you could add a photo in here, right on the back of it, whatever you want to do. And then added some of that gingham ribbon. Here's the other side of that paper, the ledger, the little journaling cards. This is the other side of that same kind of paper, the old scrapbooking paper. And then I took a scrap of the scrapbook paper, and this is a Graphics Fairy printable that comes as like a journaling card. I just fussy cut her out and then glued her on, stitched around it, and put the pocket in here, and then tucked a couple of little, a little coin envelope and a little journaling card. And I don't remember, this was in my stash, but I'm not sure where this came from. It must have been an older collection. It was one of those random journaling cards I had in there. So that's the first signature. And then here I took a sheet of vellum and just made a vellum envelope. And then I put a lot of little extra goodies in here, some little strips of Halloween things, some of the little scrap strips that you can use as little bands or decoration, embellishments, and some die cuts, and then Scrabble tiles that say boo. So there's a bunch of little fun goodies in here, pumpkins and stuff like that. And one of my paper clips that I made for the Halloween books. So this one has a little skull on it, and some other little beads, and a spider charm. Hope you can see that. I hope I'm focused. If it can focus pretty good. Okay. So this came from the Childcraft book. There's a couple of these in here that I made pockets out of. And then there's some old book pages in here that I thought would be fun to use to make other little pockets or tags or whatever. And this is from that same, it was like a Halloween and Christmas book, super old. And I don't remember what book that came out of or where it came from. I don't think it was just Halloween. I think it was a bunch of other stuff, but there was a little section in there that was Halloween and Christmas. And it's a super old book. You can see the aging on it. I just stuck a page in here. More of Renee's beautiful tea-dyed paper, scrapbook paper, the old scrapbook paper, music, graph, some orange paper. I believe that also came from Renee in a kit I bought a while back. Another one of these pages that I had put in that other book. One of my other books a while back, just never used it. And then here's one of the photo sleeves, and there's a journaling card from a scrapbook collection. This is from KB and Friends. This is one of the other little tags that I made that's got the little mummies on it. I thought those are so cute. And that's one of the book pages that I actually made a index card, journaling card from. It's stitched around that, and that fits in there. Here's another tag I made, you know, just from scraps. Covering up an old, this might have been one of those Tim Holtz packaging things that I covered up with that scrap of paper and then the old scrapbook paper on the back. And then that just sticks in here. Get it in there. Okay. And kind of peeks out. Another journaling card from the scrapbook collection, or one of the scrapbook collections I purchased. And then a little haunt, Tim Holtz haunt charm. And this is some fabric washi that I made out of the, you know, some of the pieces of fabric I had. Another big tag made from packaging and leftover paper. This was from another paper line I had in my stash. I don't remember. This was from a October Afternoon Witch Hazel. I think it was October Afternoon Witch Hazel collection of paper. More black cardstock. This came in Renee's coffee dyed, or tea dyed, excuse me, tea dyed paper pack that I bought. It's really cool. It's like a little file folder. And then I put a little cat charm and a button in this signature. Here's an envelope that I had made a while back, and this also was in the ring-bound journal that I made. I just left it like that. I figured I'd let you decide if you wanted to add some fabric to it or another piece of paper, or if you want to tip it in somewhere. I just left the holes. More journaling cards and tags. So kind of repeated some of the same papers in the signature, just to keep that, look. Here is another one of the Childcraft images that this is What Am I? And they're talking about the jack-o'-lantern. And then I stuck some little, so it's a little tuck spot this way. You can stick things up there. And then this cover of this signature, it was an old black file folder that I cut down, put in here. Here's another one of those images, which I love, of them carving pumpkins. Some more little journaling cards. Added a little strip of pumpkins down here. This was really cool. This was like a big pumpkin, and all I did was folded it up and kind of made it into a pocket because it just wouldn't fit. Wouldn't fit the other way. This is a tag I made with a stamp. Love this little stamp, and tea-dyed paper and cardstock. So it's a little stamp, and I colored him in. Colored the white and colored the pumpkin in the little dog brown. And then here's another pocket with another little journaling card, old book page, another page from the books that I made a while back. And then here's a little slide protector sheet that I stuffed with a bunch of little goodies. So there's some little chipboard pieces in here. This is a little wood veneer pumpkin that I colored and backed with black paper. And there's 2 vintage drink bottle caps. I picked these up in Tennessee. So grape drink and orange drink. I just thought that fit with Halloween. Some little fussy cut images from the graphics fairy. Little stars, a little felt witch's hat, vintage tags. Lots of fun stuff to play with there. Another little journaling card, and then cards from the scrapbook paper line. I can't remember what that was. I had a hard time really finding. I wanted to find some different Halloween paper. Love this. Keep calm and eat candy. This is a older Tim Holtz line Halloween paper, and then a little journaling card that I made with some scrap paper and some stamping. Little buttons in the middle of this signature. I put some washi tape here, which I also glued down. More washi that I glued down. I was just trying to reinforce these pages, so I reinforced with the Scotch tape, and then I added the washi tape too. Just because this paper, I don't know over time how well it will hold up, you know, after you've sewn it in. So that'll reinforce it and hold it. And then another little pocket here, another little tag. And I tucked this little piece in here from a Richard Scarry book that has the little Halloween images. Thought you might want to play with that, cut it up. And then some old little, a little page from a really old children's book about witches. Thought that was cute. And this is like a rice paper. More scrapbook. This is a thinner black paper. Some of this cardstock is thicker than that. I had a few pieces of that left in my stash. The other side of the pumpkin. Music, scrapbook paper, and then this I just made this little flip, and it's a little tuck on the back, and there's another one of my little tags with the little guys. So cute. And then the bag in the back. So there's a lot of stuff tucked in here. I'll probably add a few more goodies, and then there's a bunch of little scrap pieces. You know, there's some little muslin in here. There's, what is that? Cheesecloth. Just little scraps of things I thought you might have fun making tabs out of or adding embellishments. Some twine, you know, that good stuff. So that'll come with it. And like I said, I may add some other little things, but there's a lot of tags and things in there already. And the little goodies and the pockets. Whoops. Way to go, Carla. I'm always hitting my camera. Anyhow, so this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to make. Really super cool. Super cool journal. Feels really good. I'm really liking these journals. Kind of like my painted ones. I like the texture of them. I like the feel of them in your hand. And then these minis are super fun too. And this one is jam-packed with a lot of fun stuff. And on the, excuse me, on the tassel, I did the same thing. I didn't put quite as many beads, but I did put beads and rickrack and ribbon and scrap fabrics and twine. And then there's a skeleton. See, that skeleton is really cool. And then a cat. And then a black star. And this particular one, I put the eyelet in there. it just felt kind of weak on that point. So I did that to add some sturdiness to it. And then I just wrapped it with, you know, gingham ribbon. If you want to, you know, punch holes in here, you can. There's space for that. I didn't want to do that. And then you tie your ribbon on the side. I just left it like that so you could decide. And this, I painted this with the black paint, and then I put the purple gingham on the spine and used the gray wax linen thread. I also used the gray wax linen thread on the other journal. And then on the front, I just layered some burlap with some scrapbook paper and chipboard. I took the chipboard and I just painted it with a Sharpie, you know, just colored it with the black Sharpie. And then these are chipboard pieces from, I think it's called Hello Pumpkin. I had a bunch of those left from last year. I actually went and bought another sheet of that chipboard, another thing of that chipboard, and realized I still had a bunch of it from a while back. So I have a whole nother thing of it now. But so I layered, and if you'll see, I had to layer, like I layered circles up underneath there because this is dimensional. So if I'd have just glued it here, this wouldn't have been flat. Anyway, really cool little book. So this one is, it's about the same size as the last one I did. So it's like 6.5 by 5, and then it's got like a, this one's not quite a 3-inch spine. It's like a 2.5-inch spine with 4 signatures. And then inside I use this sort of canvas. This is like a drop cloth canvas type fabric. And I stitched around a couple of times and frayed it, left it so you would have that fray, which I think is really cool. Around the, you can see that fray sticking out, okay? Anyway, I hadn't counted the pages. I'll put that in the listing. So there's a lot of, these are really flexible books. You know, they lay flat, you know. A lot of fun stuff in them. Here's the tag. I did a tag. Another tag with the little mummy. Love that tag. Lots of pockets and journaling spaces, the photo sleeves, the little circle tags. Same types of papers in this as the other. I did put, you know, some pieces of the scrapbook paper in here where they have the little sheets with the, that you can cut apart. I have not added, I totally forgot, I have not added buttons or anything here. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I may just throw some buttons in here. Like I said, I probably have to use like off-white and black, and I don't, my colored buttons like purples and greens and stuff I'm about out of. So there's a little tag here. There's a little alterations tag that's been coffee dyed here. Or tea dyed. I keep saying coffee dyed and it's tea dyed. Here's a little paper clip here with the little bat charm, and it's got the little skull on it and beads. This one I did one of those little flip out tags with the chipboard cat. And that just sticks back in here pretty easily, except when you're on camera. And I stuck another little journaling card back behind here. That's a graphics fairy. Some other little pieces. This is from a really old collection of stuff that I had left in my stash. Fun paper. This is some really fun paper. I like this paper. And if you have any questions about the paper, I'll have to go back and look. I bought 2 different paper pads this year. So here's another little journaling card. Just reusing like lightweight, like the covers of your scrapbook paper pads and things like that. So I covered it with, I think this is like a file folder on the back and scrapbook paper on the front. I just try to really use up and recycle as much as I can when it comes to like packaging and cereal boxes and things like that. And this is not going to want to go in here. It really does go in easily. There we go. Ledger. I love these little minis, and I've tucked there's a bunch of little journaling cards tucked in the pockets. These little minis are really fun to make. And I will add, I'm not going to add buttons in here. I'll add some buttons to the goodie pack. So here's another little real simple card, journaling card. One of the cards I made from the old book. So tons of space. You could probably, you know, if you do a lot of stuff during October, there's plenty of space in here. But if you wanted to do, say you wanted to document 4 different Halloweens, with your kids or your grandkids, or more than that, you could just use it as you could document it, through the years with your grandkids or your kids. See, I think about, grandkids now because I have grandkids now. But I thought this was really cute. I did a little, this is a lightweight. This is probably a Tim Holtz. It looks like the size of his packaging. Added a scrapbook paper on front, and then the old vintage scrapbook paper on the back. And I punched a circle and stitched the circle across. So what you could do is you could actually tuck something, like you could tuck something under here, okay? Tuck, a photo or whatever, or journaling, put a photo on the back, and then when you tuck it in here, you could leave the circle out, or if you use a bigger pocket in the star. But I like the fact that that shows there. I thought that was a cute idea. Probably do that again. Some more little tags and journaling spots. Vellum, another pocket, another tag that I made with some of the paper. This is on a lightweight chipboard, so it's sturdy, but it's not super thick. And I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time with these things today. Okay. But I like having the tabs. It is easier to pull those out and put them back in for most people. I just struggle when I'm on camera. So there's another little tab card stitched around all those. Just stuck a little piece of the scrapbook paper in that one. More journaling spots, pockets. Pocket. And then there's another pocket back here. And then this is another thing you can do. This was the cover. You know how this was a cover of a smaller scrapbook pad where it gives you the samples of what paper is in there. I just cut, I think it was like a 6x8. I just cut a couple of pieces of that out in the shape of a tag, backed it with some of that vintage scrapbook paper, punched a hole, inked around it, and made a little tag. So that's another fun thing to do with that. Another index card, or index, not an index card, but like a journaling spot, like an index card. And then that is that. I love these little minis. I think they come out really cute. They're a lot of fun. They're just a lot of fun to make. Yeah, so that one, I did put some other little goodies because it didn't have the slide protector page. I put some other little goodies in here, and the Scrabble tiles that say scary, and then the little fabric, the little fabric scrap pack, okay? So that'll come with that one. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys thank you to everybody who bought Christmas journals already. There are still, the little Golden Book Christmas journals are still in the shop. And if you're interested, they're still there. I think a few people have them in their carts, but I know it's early, so anyhow, but they're still there if anybody's interested. And these will be in the shop when you see this video. And I hope you all are doing well, and thank you for all your support from my customers and my viewers, my subbies, new and old. And I hope everybody is having a good month. And I'm rambling now. I'm a little scatterbrained, y'all. Lots going on. But anyway, love you guys. See you soon. Bye.